All right, let's do some practice on automation. So here are the steps that I would like you to do. So first, I want you to write a function that takes two arguments, x and a, and then returns the value x plus a. So it just adds these two things together. Then I want you to load the mtcars dataset. I want you to use mutate with across to add 1 to all the columns that end in the letter p. And I want you to do it using this function that you wrote. Second, next, I want you to put steps 2 and 3 inside of another function that takes a as an argument, and then it changes add 1 to add a and returns the resulting data. So when we're done with this, the function that you have created, you should be able to call it with an argument a. It will then load the mtcars dataset. It will do this across mutating, which adds a to each of the columns that end in the letter p, and then returns the resulting data. Finally, I want you to use mapdf to stack together datasets with a values from 1 to 5. And then finally, I want you to save the result. I will talk a little bit about saving results in the next video, but you can use write_CSV to write the results of your dataset to file. Basically, do write CSV, you give it the dataset you want, comma, the file name you want to save it as. All right, pause the video, go ahead and do those steps. If you want to skip the last one until I come back and talk about saving files in the next video, you can do that too. All right, let's see how we can do these things. So first, we want to write a function that takes x and a and returns the value x plus a. So let's do my x plus a function. Gives me a function thing. It takes the values of x and a. Let's do my sum of both is x plus a, and then we will return sum of both. You could also just say return x plus a. We don't necessarily need to go through the process. Okay, great. So now we have our function. Let's test it out, make sure it works. S plus a. Let's do 5 and 9 should give me 14, and it gives me 14. Great. Okay, next. Load the mtcars dataset, data mtcars. Okay. Use mutate across to add 1 to all the columns ending in p using the function that you wrote. So we got mtcars. Let's do mutate across. We're going to use the columns of ends with p, and we're going to apply the function x plus a. And I can just say a is equal to 1. That should work. So if we look at mtcars by itself, we can see that we have columns ending in p. HP is 110, 110. Disp is 160. This should add 1 to both of them. 161 and 111. Great, works perfectly. Next, put steps 2 and 3 inside of another function that takes a as an argument. So my plus a for p weird function takes a as an argument. It will do both of these things in it, and then it will return the mtcars result. Okay, great. Let's test that out. My a plus ap. Oops, I forgot to change this to that. So now it passes along the function argument that it. Okay, my a plus b with an argument of, let's add 5 to it. See what happens. So now it's 165, 115. Great, works perfectly. So now I'm going to use map. I'm going to take the values 1 through 5. I'm going to pass that to mapdf of my plus AP. Now, the thing about map, by the way, is that the thing that you're passing in with map, it will make the first argument. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're changing in your iteration is the first argument that needs to get passed in. So I'm going to do this. It will do it 5 times, and it will give me all 5 data sets stacked on top of each other, starting with the one that added 1 to get 111 here, and then we go down to we get 114, and we keep going, right? So there we have it. Oh, and then saving the result. So let's save this result as write CSV and my file name.csv. That would save it right there. All right, that's how we can practice using some of our automation skills. It's actually not that bad once you start getting used to it. And if the function writing stuff is intimidating to you, I will say it's still worthwhile to do this stuff, even if you're not writing your own functions, right? Using across or using per on functions that are already written is still a great time-saving device. That's worth doing. All right.